morning, my name is Jenna and today I'm going to be doing my movie and television show wrap-ups for October, November and December of 2018. Because I am doing so many months in one video, I am not going to go super in-depth into everything that I watched. Instead, I'm just going to give you like a rating and a little bit of why. Obviously, did not film these videos while I was in America, but I still really do want to let you guys know what I've watched and how I felt about them. I just won't be going in as much depth as I would normally. I would do 3 separate videos, but I have so many like catch-up videos to do that I feel like it's just going to be easier just get it all done at once. So starting with the TV shows that I watched in October, the first TV show was Girl Meets World Seasons 1 to 3, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. This show is incredibly emotional. I'm gonna miss it so much. I still can't believe they cancelled it after 3 seasons. It has really important messages, great characters, and just really fun plots, and it's one of the last like really good Disney Channel shows in my opinion. So I would actually highly recommend that everyone watches this one, especially if you were a fan of Boy Meets World. Second TV show was Alice in Wonderland from 1986, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. This was really trippy because everyone was like dressed. I mean, Alice herself, she would have been like 20. Like it was weird. It was a weird show. It was a BBC show from the 80s. I don't remember why I watched it, but I remember watching it just being like, this is so trippy. It was really weird. I found I actually really enjoyed it though, and if you are a fan of watching different adaptations of classic literatures, then I would kind of recommend you watch this one if you were interested in watching Alice in Wonderland. So for the movies that I watched in October, the first one was A Star is Born, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. So I thought it was a very good film with like really deep characters and a really devastating storyline, which wasn't given away by the trailers, which I was really impressed about. I thought that like the trailers pretty much only covered the first half of the film, and then the second half I was like, what? So I was really impressed with the way the trailers worked in this film's favor. That I was really impressed about. Something that did really annoy me though was Lady Gaga's character. She spent the first half of the film like being really against something, being like, I would never do that, and then in the second half she just like immediately did it and like threw away all her morals. So I really had issues with that, but overall it was a really enjoyable and emotional film that I do recommend. Second film that I watched was Trolls, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars to, and honestly I'm fairly disappointed because this was basically a horror film for kids. Literally the Birkins were trying to eat the trolls and I felt uncomfortable. I'm glad I never watched it as a kid. If you're a parent, look, it's cute, but I don't know, I personally would not let my kid watch that film until they were much older because it was a terrifying film. I'm gonna point out here that I'm 23 and it terrified me. I don't know, the Grinch scares me, what can I say? Third film that I watched was Sing, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed this film. The music was great, characters were cute, and the plot was perfect for a children's film. Watch that instead of Trolls. Fourth film was Girl vs. Monster, which was a rewatch, and I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I watched this for Halloween because it's one of the scariest movies I can handle. It's so lame, but it's so good. I love the characters, the plot is so funny, and the music is great, so recommend that one for Halloween. Fifth film was another rewatch, and that was Cloud 9, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars to. I absolutely adore this film. I think it has fantastic characters. I think it has a really fantastic message, a strong plot, and it really like shows kids that nothing's impossible, you should never give up on your dreams, all that jazz. Everything you want your child to know, that's the film that's going to teach it to them. Plus it's Dove Cameron and it's the first thing she ever filmed for Disney, so of course I'm gonna love it. Sixth was another rewatch, and that was Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I give 4 out of 5 stars. Sue me, but I love these new movies. Like the new ones, they have so many fun nods to the original. Poe, Rey, and Finn have amazing chemistry, the humor is on point, and I just have fun watching these movies. So sue me, but I'm a fan of the new Star Warses. Should point out I'm also a huge fan of the old Star Warses, so you know, I'm allowed. Seventh film was Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. This is a really fun film with enjoyable characters, and it had a very simple and relatively predictable plot, but it was still something really fun that you could watch for Halloween. I'm really glad though that they went with this new set of characters and that it was like kind of almost a reboot in a way, but it still had callbacks to the original. So I like that it was set in the same canon, but they kind of set it up for like a third film, and I don't know if I'm okay with that because I enjoyed the first one and I enjoyed the second one, but I don't know if you can get a third one out of this. Like maybe you should let it go. So the 8th film was Venom, which I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. I didn't think it was all that good. It had really inconsistent characters, the humor fell really flat, the plot was so boring and predictable, and the time jump was like completely not necessary. The best thing I had about the film was I watched it just after I'd been to San Francisco and Michelle Williams' wardrobe. That's pretty much it though. 9th film was Twilight, which was a rewatch, and I gave 4 out of 5 stars. Again, sue me, but I actually really love the Twilight films. I find them so fun to watch because you can simultaneously like laugh at them but also enjoy it because the characters are bad, the plot is so stupid, it's an awful representation of vampires, but it's still just so good. The 10th film was The Hate You Give, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars, and I did a full movie review of this one, which I would leave linked in the description box below. 11th was New Moon, which was another rewatch. That was 4 out of 5 stars, and once again, can't help but love it. it. They're so bad, but they're so good. The 12th film was another Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again rewatch, 5 out of 5 stars. Can't help myself. Love it so much. Literally watched it last night. It's so good. And the 13th film was Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was a rewatch, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars to, and there is a full review in the description box below. So that was everything in October. I'm moving a little bit fast, but I feel like as well as the fact that I have so many movies and shows to get through in this video, it's also been like 3 months since I watched them, so I'm not exactly gonna remember everything. That's why I'm reading it literally off my phone. Okay, so now we get to November. So TV shows in November, I didn't watch any, apparently. That's fun. How did I? Oh, right, because I was really busy at uni. All right, so the first film I watched was Christopher Robin, which was a rewatch, funnily enough, which was 5 out of 5 stars. There's a review in the description. Second film was Atlantis: The Lost Empire, which was also a rewatch and was also 4 out of 5 stars. And this one, it's funny, this one is one of my favorite Disney films because it's such a different Disney film. Like, it's got great characters, this really enjoyable plot, and learning about the lost city of Atlantis is fascinating in any format. So doing it through Disney, I think it's one of Disney's better films, and I think it's one of their really underrated films as well. Third film I watched was Nutcracker and the Four Realms, which I only gave 3 out of 5 stars to because it was an enjoyable film and it had really stunning visuals, but it was lacking something. The plot itself was super predictable and was trying way too hard to be shocking. Like, they had a twist in there that I saw coming from a mile away, so that was not great. The music was probably my favorite part because I love the Nutcracker Suite, and I loved that there was a ballet in the film itself. So those bits were good, but overall it was a pretty disappointing film. Fourth film was a rewatch, and that was Ice Age 2: The Meltdown, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars to. I love the Ice Age franchise. Like, I love it. I really do. The fifth film is literally Ice Age: Dawn of the Dragons, which was another Dawn of the Dragons? I think I mean Dawn of the Dinosaurs. I'm thinking Spyro here. I've been playing the new Spyro game, so it's like in my head. So the fifth film was Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, which was a rewatch, which was 4 out of 5 stars, and is probably my favorite Ice Age film. I think I've seen all 5, but I think this one is my favorite of all 5 of them. Diego is my favorite character, closely followed by Buck, and the film is just so much fun. I really do love this franchise. I would like swear by it. If you haven't watched it, you should. The 6th film I watched was Mission Impossible Fallout, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I have never seen a Mission Impossible film in my life. Decided to start with Fallout, which apparently you had to have seen the one before it in order for Fallout to make any sense. So that was fun, but I enjoyed it enough, and I kind of got the gist of what was going on even without having seen the film. So the plot definitely kept me guessing, but I don't know how much of that is the plot itself or is the fact that I didn't know anything going into it. But like, honestly, any film where a person gets hit by a car and then gets up as if nothing happened is gonna be one that I enjoy watching because I like watching stupid action films like that. I can't help but love it. Alright, the 7th film that I watched was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, and I gave it a question mark out of 5 stars because I don't want to rate it because I didn't particularly like it, and that devastates me. So we're gonna just go right along and skip over that, mainly because there's a lot of good videos out there on the internet that explain why I didn't like it, but I wanted to like it. I have some issues with Crimes of Grindelwald. So moving right along to movie number 8, that is a rewatch of The Avengers, which was 5 out of 5 stars. I don't have much to say about this except I love The Avengers and Hawkeye is my favorite. Also, side note, have you guys seen a really cool video called The Book Vengers that I was in? It was created by Kat from Stars and Embers. I'm gonna leave that linked in the description box below because if you haven't seen it yet, you definitely should because it's a brilliant video. She did an amazing job, and it's The Avengers but in book form, so you have to go see it. Then the 9th movie I watched was A Christmas Prince, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't watch this last year, or I didn't watch it 2017 when it came out, so I decided to watch it for Christmas this time around. It was a cute film with cute characters, typical cheesy Christmas film that I couldn't help but love even though it really isn't that great. And now we get to December. Oh, how exciting. First TV show that I watched in December was a rewatch of seasons 1 to 3 of Fuller House, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. It's brilliant, go watch it. And then I watched season 4, the new season, again 5 out of 5 stars. This season was so ridiculously good. I was legitimately sobbing at the end of it because it was so beautifully done. I love that this series is not afraid to talk about really important issues, and they do it in such a way that it's beautiful and it's really informative. Also, side note, shout out to them for recognizing that Die Hard is the best Christmas movie of all time. That was a tick in my books. Also, this month I finished the first half of Manifest, which is a new TV show that was airing weekly that I've been watching. I would give the first season like a 4 out of 5 stars. It is that good. I am loving it so far, and I just want answers. Like the new episode came back last night, so the second lot of episodes came back. I need to know what's going on because I have been racking my brain trying to think of some theories and I got nothing, so tell me. Movies for December, December, the first movie I watched was A Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding, which was 3 out of 5 stars. So it's still cute, but it was definitely not as good as the first one. I thought it like lost the spark that the first one had. The characters were still adorable and it definitely still lived up to its name as a cheesy Christmas film. Second movie I watched was Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. That was a rewatch. That was 3 out of 5 stars. I love Indiana Jones, but I do enjoy this film, but it makes no sense. Like, watch it and you'll understand what I mean by it makes no sense at all. It was really cool to watch though after having studied that period in my American literature class, so I kind of had a lot more appreciation with what was going on, but also it just made no sense. The third film I watched was Dumplin', which I gave 4.5 out of 5 stars. So this film was fantastic. I've never read the book, but I thought it had incredible characters, this really brilliant storyline, and it's such an important message that really needs to be told. So brilliant film. The only reason it only got 4.5 stars is because I thought the romance was really unnecessary and really done. I wouldn't say it was like done poorly, I just would say it's unnecessary and I didn't like the way that they did it. But I do love Luke Benwood, so you know. Fourth film I watched this month was Mary Poppins Returns, which gets 5 out of 5 stars. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do a full movie review of this one, which I will leave linked in the description box below when it's up, so definitely look out for that one on my channel coming soon. Fifth film I watched this month was The Princess Switch, which I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Well, this film was not good. It was so predictable and it barely worked as a Christmas film. Like, cheesy Christmas films are great, but only when they work, and this one just worked, so it wasn't that good. And also there was an awful Netflix product placement. Like, it was so bad. The main character like sat down to watch TV and it was, there it is, it's Netflix, and oh look, it's a Christmas Prince, and they literally watch it and we get to see part of the Christmas Prince in a Princess Switch. That was the worst product placement I've ever seen in my life and it was bad. And then the final film that I watched in December was Bumblebee, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. This is brilliant. Perfect, loved it, best Transformers film yet. I adored getting to see Bumblebee when he first arrived on Earth, and I loved getting to see him as like this little kid basically who was terrified of what was going on, and also freaking love Haley Steinfeld, so I was probably always gonna love this film. But this film for me felt like it had much more of a character drive, and that was what was driving the story forward rather than robots beating on each other, and that was something that I thought was really important. And like, it was this bond, it was this human emotion kind of projected onto Bumblebee. So I highly recommend you go and see it. Even if you're not like the biggest Transformers fan, it's not just a Transformers film, it's like a really personal tale that I think is really great to watch. There we go, there's all of the movies and television shows that I watched in the months of October, November and December. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you have seen any of these and what you thought, because I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.